Well, ladies and gents, for the first time in quite a while, it's just the two ordinary cops. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Mate,
That's
it
the
has
good.
been a while.
Yeah. Oh, it's been good though.
Yeah. Oh,
Holy,
yeah.
Jesus. I'm a little bit dumbfounded actually. How obviously we've had Zach Rolfe on for the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's huge. That was a huge job. It was just a huge matter. It was. Oh man, it sort of changed. It rocked policing Australia wide. So to have him on and get it, from the horse's mouth, as we said,
Yeah.
um, huge. So yeah, how are you, mate? What's going on?
Mate, same as always, mate, but just getting busier leading up to Christmas. Of course, because I do lawn mowing, landscaping, and all that as one of my jobs. Coming up to Christmas and summertime with all those rain, all the rain and storms and all that, I've just been flat out. So,
Mate, I think I worked out between the two of us, we've got about 8 jobs.
yeah.
So we're doing our best to remove the unemployment level. Yeah, we're taking up 8 jobs ourselves.
Yep.
So if you haven't got a job, go and get a bloody job. It's not
Yep.
hard. Just find
No,
something and get paid for it. Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah,
mate.
mate.
That's mate. You're probably not too far from the truth there.
Yeah, no, I figure it. Yeah, and even jobs you don't get paid for, that's all right. It's all good. Keeps you busy, keeps you out of the pub for a while anyway. Yeah. So, mate,
So,
I think the goal for today was we thought we better just recap, get back and let all the listeners know what's been going on, what's going on in the future. We're
yeah,
still as ordinary cops. It's just important that we've got a platform that we can really start sharing some good stuff, from the experience of police around the place. And I think what we loved about it, especially with Zach, was, mate, he's so positive.
yeah,
He's not sitting back going, I'm a victim. He's going, I'm not a victim. No, okay, shit went down. I don't agree with it. No worries. I'm moving forward. I've moved on.
yeah.
He's the most positive bloke in the circumstances I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
No.
mate, exactly. Like I was astounded of how good he is, and impressed. Like I don't think I would have been in that same frame of mind.
Oh, no way. No.
I would have been. I would have been bloody going for heads.
I'd be very
Um,
bitter. Very
yeah,
bitter. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, and like well done for him.
Yeah.
And you imagine like everything he's been through has just been absolute shit. Like he has had everything thrown at him, but he did bring up some very good points. And one of them was you don't try and go from the worst place to the best place. You just get to the next less shit place. I really like that.
Yeah.
Um, that's a really good outlook to have, and that shows I think his resilience, to put up with that sort of stuff. And he has got a massive amount of resilience.
Oh, mate, if you look up resilience in the dictionary, there's a picture of him. It's just,
Yeah.
just unbelievable. But yeah, I really like that too. How he goes, you don't try and become awesome straight away. You go, I'm better today than I was yesterday. I'm better this hour than I was last hour. And all of a sudden, if you continually improve, you'll get good. The other one
Yeah.
that I really like that he said, and I like it because I've got a different version of it. Basically, it's like if you hold a glass of water out in front of you for long enough, you can sit there and complain for as long as you want how heavy the water is. But if you put
Yeah.
it on the table, it's no longer heavy. Well, his saying was, it's like a snake, the snake around the saw.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you get onto the saw and you bite onto it, and all of a sudden the saw's hurting you. So you think you have to attack what's hurting you, and you don't realize the more you attack it, the more it hurts you, and you can never win.
Yeah.
So he's the one who said, I had to, for my own mental health, for my own life, I could keep attacking the system and keep going against injustice, but at the end of the day, I've got to move on. I'm at a
Yeah.
place where I'm okay and I can just get better and I'll be right. So, no, he's done well, mate. It was very impressive. But yeah, we've got a few others. Actually, a bit of an announcement too. We had Cath Nielsen and Susie Forte reach out from Queensland Police. Susie used to be in Queensland Police, and Cath Nielsen still serving. Cath was the partner of Brett Forte, who was shot and killed by Ricky Madison in the Lockyer Valley in May 2017, and Susie was his wife. So we're going to have a chat to them. So that'll be a few part series too. We already had a chat to Cath, and mate, it was, oh man, I was climbing the wall. My adrenaline was going while she was talking to me, just as she went through it. So, yeah, mate, that'll be a hell of a series as well. Talking to Susie and Cath. So yeah, we've interviewed Cath already, and we've got a few more to go, but there's plenty more to come, isn't there?
Oh, mate, yeah, there's heaps. And look, and like, yeah, Kathy just she spoke really well, and I was very impressed of how she actually, basically talked about the situation and all that, and how she's taking care of her mental health and all that sort of stuff too. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, so you'll have to listen in because it's definitely a really good listen. It'll be coming out in a couple of weeks, hopefully.
yeah, a
So,
couple of weeks away. Yep.
yep.
Yeah, so no,
Um,
really good, and we'll kick on with her. So yeah,
Yep. And mate, also, we've done our first live show.
we did. It was a good day out. Look, numbers were a bit down. We still probably had 30 or so. Um, we would have had a few more. There was a few pulled out at the last minute, but that was they couldn't help that, and that's how it is. But yeah, I think the feedback I've got was pretty good.
Yeah,
Um,
it was.
so
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're getting told it's pretty good. So we're going to release that next week. That'll be
Yep.
coming out. We'll launch them both an hour apart. So you've got a bit of time to sort of have a breath, and then you can roll into part two.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, no, just what we did was we just did a bit of a summary of things on the and had a couple of people up to chat who who've been involved in our careers. So we had our obviously our recruit sergeant Di Gallo was up there, and
Yep.
my old mate Todd Limbry, who I've spoken about a couple of times. He seemed to be present for a few of my shit shows in Darwin. So yeah, we had him on board. It was bloody good. Actually, one thing we missed was I was going to get Ema on, but we bloody forgot about it, and then we moved on to
Oh,
Q&A. So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I
That's
was going
true.
to get my wife up again, but anyway, that she's forgiven me, but that's okay. Mm.
Well, mate, there's we got a couple more planned.
We do,
So
yeah,
probably next year. And I think it was actually your lovely wife Ema that decided that we should do one down in Dorrigo or down
yeah.
in.
So
Yeah.
we'll see how we go there. We might get one in Dorrigo, let it open it up for everybody, and go from there. Make a bit of a day of it. So that should be pretty good too. The old touring of cops in northern New South Wales will could be a bloody road show. Might end up in Melbourne after that. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Plenty of interaction from VicPol, so there's no reason we couldn't.
Well, yeah, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, exactly right. And
yeah.
mate, I'm just going to mention that. So on the second part, so the one that comes out second on next week Friday, that was a Q and A. If you're
Mm.
interested in joining the police, we had quite a few guys that were looking at joining, and they actually got access not only to us two, but there was also a current serving VicPol, a current serving Queensland police and all that, and so they actually got to talk to them as well. So that's a
Yeah,
good thing
and
that's
current serving
forthcoming.
NT.
Yep, yeah, and a current
Yeah.
serving NT. So yep, so they had basically five, well, two ex cops and three current ones to
Mm.
actually ask questions of, and they asked some really good questions. So it's really worth listening if you're looking at joining the police or you're interested. Have a listen to the second part of the live show because they asked some really good questions. I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. It worked out really well. Actually, my brother was complaining. He said they'd been looking forward to that day for so long, and he says all of their minds it lasted for 20 seconds. He said they got to the Gold Coast, they came to the show, they had a few beers, they went to bed, they woke up, they went home. It was just done. So yeah. Anyway, it was a good night out. We had a good laugh and got to talk to some pretty keen people. So that was good. So have a listen in. That's the Q&A. But yeah, listen to the whole thing. I thought the entire thing was pretty good. So
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
that'll be next week. So yeah,
yep,
bring that, have a listen in. But we can probably answer a few. So that's a bit of a recap of what we've been up to. But um, there's a lot more coming. We've got people lined up. We've got a couple of interested people from the US who want to come on board and have a chat with us.
yep,
Um, talking around law enforcement and that public safety that public safety domain. So still
yep,
within the same vein, but a bit of a different view, looking at it through the US lens as well, which is interesting for us. We've still got people in the pipeline from the NT. Yeah, no, there's a lot more coming from us. So, and we can obviously throw our 2 cents worth in for recent events and things that are happening in policing around the country.
yep.
And yeah, any Q&A, we're happy to talk. Talk, for whatever it's worth. Our point of view, we're certainly happy to throw it in there. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's for sure. And we've also got my uncle who
Oh, we
joined
do
the
too.
as
Yeah,
well. So he joined the police in what was it, 54, I think, or something like that, wasn't it?
56. Yeah.
56,
Mm.
1956. So he did 17 years in the Queensland Police. It was a completely different era than most would actually. Well, there wouldn't be many people from his vintage around now, I don't think.
No, there wouldn't be many alive. I mean, he's in his 90s, so no, there wouldn't be many alive. And what I loved about your uncle was same, but different.
Yeah,
Obviously, it was contemporary for the time, so we're talking the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But it was the same. It was
yeah,
the same bloody thing. The poor fellow got a bit emotional about a job that he went to, and that
yeah.
job is something that anyone could go to at any time, and they would be just as emotional. It's a bloody absolute
Oh, yeah.
tragedy. So,
What did we work out?
um,
It was 56 years ago.
yeah, and still
Yeah,
affected by it. And
yeah,
obviously doesn't talk about it much, and had a chat to us about it, and he just needed to pause for a minute, and he wanted to talk a bit offline, and then we came back online, and we just sort of adopted what he'd said offline to the actual recording. But yeah, we'll have to launch that one as well. We had a few in the pipeline, so that's good. But
yeah. Yeah, we've been recording that actually. We did some pretty big weeks there.
we did, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
all coming ahead. That's all what we're on about. So it's a bit more of just a catch up. But, mate, we've also got a bit of a couple of questions too that have come through that we should answer. This will probably be a fairly short one, just to sort of fill in the middle and keep us
And just
linked.
to, yeah, to let you know what's coming, what we've been doing, and
Mm,
also what else is in the pipeline. There's people contacting us a lot.
yeah,
For different things. We got a mate of ours, the Chris Luxon, wants to actually do a fundraiser for Bellatar Fortitudium. So he'd
yeah,
like to set us up for that. So that's probably something we'll do next year.
yep.
Yeah, once we get Christmas over and done with it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, I'm heading over. I'm heading over to New Zealand just after Christmas until the new year to visit Miriam's friends and family and all that sort of stuff. And also I'm going down to a place called Gore. So if anybody's ever listened, I got put onto a podcast called The Boy in the Water, and it's about a kid that drowned who was 4 years old, and there was a massive investigation. So for you New Zealand cops that listen to this, you probably actually even heard about it. So I'm actually, after listening to that podcast, I'm going to go down and actually have a look, because some of my Kiwi friends here asked me to listen to it and give a bit of feedback. So I decided, well, while I'm down there, we're going to take a scenic drive to the South Island, New Zealand, and just go and have a look, just so I can have a look what all this information's about. So
oh yeah. No, that'd be bloody interesting. Yeah,
yeah, so
and try and wrangle a few coppers while you're there, mate. Go and knock on the door at a
well,
police
yeah,
station and try not to get binned. See
yeah.
what happens. Yeah.
The problem is, I do like the New Zealand beer. They've got some of the best beer in the world.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
they go well.
they're little microbreweries, and oh, geez, it's
Yeah.
and look, for all those listening, I usually don't drink in January, February, or March, but I will be drinking when I'm over in New Zealand. I can't go over there and not have a beer. That'd be it's just ridiculous.
Definitely, definitely. Well, mate, we do have a couple of questions, and we might as well answer some
Yep,
questions while we're here too. Just and listen, keep writing into us. We love it. We do our
yep,
best. We get through the backlog, especially there was a lot for Zach. We did our best. We probably had to amalgamate a few. A lot of people asked very similar questions, so we just amalgamated them.
yep.
But yeah, definitely keep the questions coming. Keep the comments coming. Yeah. If you're sick of
And
our voice, tell us. It's all right. Won't shut us
yeah.
up, but try. Yeah.
And look, I do apologise. I have been a bit slack on getting back to a couple of people, but we're just so busy. Been run around mad. But we will get to you all.
Hmm.
Don't you worry. So, mate, we did get a question, and you and I actually listened to it as a voice message. And it's about a guy that's wanting to join the police. Um, and he's down in VicPol. Wants to join VicPol, but apparently the application takes quite a while, like more than like 4 or more months before they hear anything. So that's obviously they've got a bit of problem in getting their applications through. And then he was thinking, after listening to our podcast, about going to the Northern Territory, and
Hmm.
just asked a couple of questions. Our thought whether it's worth the move going from Victoria over to the Northern Territory. So, mate, what do you reckon?
Well, mate, I will never discourage anyone to join the cops because, like I said before, it's always somebody's good old days. So, there were people in the 90s who said, don't ever join the cops now. It's complete rubbish. And I mean, we joined 10 years after that. So it's never complete rubbish. It swings and roundabouts. Things get good, things get bad. It happens. But the fact is, the job's not going anywhere. Someone's always going to have to do it. And it won't change. We're dealing with human tragedy. You're dealing with human interactions. A lot of funny stuff. You're dealing with good people who can solve problems, being the coppers, and you also get to interact with the community, the good side of the community, which is the majority. So it's always going to be a really worthwhile career. So I would never, ever, never encourage or discourage anybody from joining the police. I would just say when you go in there, just keep your head down, keep nice and, as in when you go through the college, keep your head down. We've said it before, be fit, learn, and go out and just absorb information like a sponge. But it's definitely still worth joining. Another point that he made, he said that I just think the territory sounded so unique. He went to a NT police recruitment bit of a show, like a display in Melbourne, and said that it was really interesting how unique it is. And it's true. It's a unique place.
Yeah.
The Northern Territory Police is different to everywhere else. It's also very similar. There's a hell of a lot of similarities, but there are differences. And the sheer, like, if you want to be, I've always said this too, if you want to be a copper, whatever jurisdiction you're in, when you're young, junior, new in the job, especially if you're single or you haven't got any kids at least, go to the worst, highest crime rate in the joint where you've got the most challenges. Throw yourself into the deepest part of the pool, and then everything else is easy.
Yeah.
Because you've got a big learning curve anyway. You'll learn a lot better when the shit's out of control. So, I would say, and he said something about, Alice Springs just sounds really bad. It's like, yeah, but we've got really young people policing it and some really, really good coppers down there. If you can police in Alice Springs, mate, you got the place covered. So, I would encourage it.
Mate, just a quick one also on the Alice Springs. Alice Springs hit the media a couple of years ago, but Alice Springs has always been a problem.
Oh yeah, always in our time it has. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. It's it's never been a hunky dory place. Like it's always had its massive issues, and so there's nothing new there. It's just the fact that the media got involved and then blew it way out of, well, they didn't blow it out of proportion. It is what it is, but but that's been happening for years, for a couple of decades. So I think there's nothing different there.
No, I think what did happen, and there has been a little bit of an upshift in the youth crime. I think the youth crime has got a little bit worse. Ironically, the murder rate's got better. Yeah. The domestic violence rate's probably still the same, but mate, it was the homicide capital of Australia. It was the stabbing capital of Australia, definitely, and it's been the homicide capital per capita forever. It's it's a wild show.
Yep.
But it's not impossible. You've got a really big team for a small area. Don't get me wrong. There'll be times when you're going, oh, Jesus, what are we doing? You're going to get assaulted. Yeah, you'll get assaulted. As a copper, you will end up being assaulted at some point. The level of that just varies, but you've got your mates, you've got your support. There's plenty of support there. I would still always encourage people to join the cops.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's look, and the NT also remember, and look, not knocking any other jurisdiction, but they've always said that the NT 1 year in the Northern Territory is worth 3 years in every other jurisdiction, but it's just because of volumes of jobs. You probably don't get as wide a range, I don't think, but you will get a massive amount of volume of jobs, and you'll be asked to do stuff that a first year generally shouldn't be doing, because you have to. There's just not enough numbers.
Option, mate. Yeah,
that's right.
No, definitely. That's completely true. You will be exposed, and don't get me wrong. There's comparable sort of levels of crime around the place, like especially remote areas like northern Western Australia and northern Queensland. There are comparable places, but and Western New South Wales, I would even say now, has got some comparability. However, it's just you just got to look at the numbers. The sheer crime rate is just unbelievable. The amount of jobs the police go to is incredible. I remember saying to a Queensland copper years ago, he's from Brisbane City, and I said, we'd probably get and I couldn't remember exactly. I rattled off probably, 100 custodial episodes a day. This is in Catherine back in the day. Like when you think about arrests and drunks and all the rest of it. And he went, oh, shit, that old Brisbane get heaps more. I said, yeah, it's Brisbane. I'm talking about Catherine. This is Catherine's the size of Kingaroy, mate.
That's
Like,
right.
bloody, yeah. So, it's yeah, it is a busy joint per capita. You will have your ass hanging out.
Yep.
But that's what
Yeah.
you want.
You think about, I mean, you compare Catherine to Kingaroy, and I don't even think they've got a 24-hour police station in Kingaroy.
No,
Whereas we had a crime division, we had a drug division, we had a domestic violence division,
yeah,
we were leaving so many bush stations, we had a traffic division, and we're working around the clock, 24
yeah,
hours a day,
yeah. That's
non-stop.
right. 5 patrol groups going full time, so it was on. Yeah, and busy. Holy
Yeah,
jeez. Yeah, yeah. And we
and
still used to joke and say, at least we're not in Alice Springs.
yeah, well, well, the other one was Port Keats. So,
Oh yeah, yeah,
but
no,
yeah, look, if you want experience and you just want to, go, like, look, it's not, you get free housing. That's still staying, I believe, as far as I'm aware, with the last consent agreement. Correct me if I'm wrong. You get some great incentives. You get great travel allowance. They pay for you to move up there. And mate, the other thing I would say, if you're worried about some of the stuff, like some of the hierarchy, especially after the Zach Rolfe affair, mate, just stick your head down and just work.
look, you're going to get
Just
that anywhere. That is what
Yeah,
it is.
you
There's
will.
bureaucracy within everything. You got to stay positive. You can't. You
Yeah,
just got to move past that. You just always do the right thing and always stand up for the right thing. And if you do
yeah,
that, you'll be fine. And even if you're not fine, you're still right. You are correct.
yes,
If you know you're
yeah,
correct, you just have to do that. Good people can't stop being correct. You have to push the
yeah,
fact that you're right, and don't let opposition defeat that. And look, I don't think it's not. Yeah, some bad things happen
mm,
occasionally, but I mean, we went through 15 years of it, and we didn't get a lot of that. It was a lot
no,
more get on with it. There was a lot of frustration at times, but generally speaking, it was all sweet. So
yeah. And
yeah,
look, and as much as you might hear, there's some shit bosses, some bloody awesome ones as well. So
oh mate, definitely,
there's some outstanding police, and the especially a lot of police on the ground. There's some really good people doing a really hard job. So
yeah.
and you'll make lifelong friends. So
Oh god, yeah,
guaranteed,
yeah,
guaranteed. You'll probably get to see a lot more places in the Northern Territory too. It will be all the territory, but you'll probably travel around a fair bit if you want to go to the bush stations and all that sort of stuff. We're very transient, so
yeah.
yeah,
And look, the interoperability between the jurisdictions in Australia is getting better and better every day. So, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but almost I think every jurisdiction in Australia now has some kind of transitional entry program.
yep,
And basically, what that means is serving police from Australia or New Zealand, and I think Queensland and a couple of others even opened up to the world, as in comparable police forces around the world. So there's nothing stopping you going and doing your time in the NT and getting some really, full on experience, and then taking that back to another jurisdiction. So there's no issue with that. It's a well beaten path.
yep,
Policing in general is becoming a pretty good profession, as it's becoming far more professional, and your skill sets are becoming far more mobile. Basically, it's the new nursing. If you're a nurse somewhere, you can be a nurse anywhere. It's very similar.
yeah,
Human beings are everywhere, and you got to police them. So, policing can also be done everywhere. And sure, there's different ways of doing things, but that's just learning new little skill sets. I mean, the,
yeah,
the chief commissioner of the Victoria Police, it was the former commissioner of the New Zealand Police.
mm,
So, and I'm telling you now, New Zealand's got different legislation, it's got different processes, different procedures, different everything, but it's still policing in a first world country that's very similar to Australia.
yeah,
So, and from what I can tell, I don't know, I haven't heard really from the guys on the ground in Vic. He looks bloody good. He looks impressive, Mike Bush.
yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, there's policing is policing, and it's transferable now. So
Oh, definitely. And look, for everybody listening, my original plan was to actually go to the Northern Territory because my uncle suggested I go to the Northern Territory. He said, "Look, if you want to come back in 3 years, Queensland will take you in a heartbeat. They actually love cops that the NT police back then were generating." So,
yeah,
um, Yeah, you can always, mate. Just because you go up there doesn't mean you can't then transfer back to VicPol if you wanted to,
No, that's
and
right. Yeah.
just build your credentials. So I'd just say if you're going to go up there and you're going to go to the Northern Territory, mate, just be prepared to work and work hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going up there for a cuddle. I give you the drink.
No. But
Yeah,
you get paid plenty of money. I can
yeah.
guarantee it.
Paid
So
well, looked after. Yeah, no, that's true.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
So
mate. So look, I think the big thing. This is a bit of a transitional one. We're just sort of recapping, coming back to our roots a bit, letting everyone know that we're still we're still the two ordinary cops, but we do have lots more people we want to talk to because I think the beauty of it is what we're trying to do. Like I buddy say ad nauseum is that we're normalising the police force. So we're going to continue to do that, and we can continue to do that by letting other people tell their story. So
yeah.
once again, just showing people, normal people who've been exposed to extraordinary situations. Oh man, Cath, the goosebumps I had talking to Cath, and that'll
Oh,
be an interesting. That'll be a really interesting release. So
mate. I actually, when she was talking, and I was looking at both of us, and you and I were just our mouths are open, just absorbing everything she had to say. It was just incredible.
yeah, and
So
if you want to do a bit, if you're not familiar with the particular matter, just Google the shooting of Brett Fort, body worn, or it wasn't body worn, it was dash cam footage of the shooting. It's all caught on dash cam. It's absolutely bloody terrifying.
yeah,
And yeah, so the female voice you hear on that radio calling urgent and calling 40's injured, that sort of stuff, that's Cath. That's who we're talking to. So, yeah, no, really, it'll be, yeah, I'm really looking forward to releasing that and letting Cath have her say and letting Susie have her say as well. So
yeah.
that's coming up. Um, what else have we got? Yeah, there's a few others, a few more coming as well. Just a little personal one. We've had a bit of a tragedy down here in Dorrigo a couple of days ago. A young lady, very well known around the district, lost her life in a buggy accident. A buggy rolled, and she's passed away. Well known. So, yeah, for the Dorrigo community, will certainly know who I'm talking about. So it's Tegan Ellis has passed away in a bit of a tragic accident there. So a little shout out to her. I know that. Yeah, a very well liked person around town. So that's more for the Dorrigo crew. I know I've got a few listeners in Dorrigo, so that's for us.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why we're going to do the next live show down there. Well, the plan is to do the next live show down there because, hopefully, mate, we get to the stage where we travel around.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, so,
No, definitely.
but,
We'll see how we go. So yeah,
yeah.
what do you reckon, mate? That'll probably do us back to half an hour. That was how we started.
Oh, well, it was, mate. Yeah, yeah. It was, 30 minutes and 45 minutes and all that sort of stuff. But
Mm.
I think it's also important to give a recap and just give you some information on what's coming up as well and what we have got in the pipeline. And look, I'm almost caught up with all my stuff at the moment, but like Damon said, we've just about got 8 jobs each,
Yeah,
and this being one of them.
well, 8 jobs between us.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
8 jobs between us. So, but I will go through. I got some time over the weekend, so I will go through all the messages and all that sort of stuff, and get back to you because, unfortunately, mate, we had to basically put all our attention into Zach, just because we wanted to make sure that one got out and got out right, and all that sort of stuff. So that was our priority. We had
oh,
to
definitely.
prioritize. So. So I do apologise, but yep, just leave it with me.
Yeah, yeah,
As I said in
definitely.
the police plenty of times.
Yeah, leave it with me. Yeah, very good. So that'll be us. That's the 200 cops for a week. The interlude, plenty more to come. But yeah, stick with us.
Yep. And well, so next week, make sure you listen in, because we've got the 2 episodes coming out, of the live show, which was really, really good and really positive. So, well, we'll talk to you later.